Oh my gosh, people, as I was getting ready for the college football predictions and just looking through the games, I realized I didn't even do like a top 10, top 15 games throughout the whole entire season. Because I know I did one for the NFL, I did a tier list and stuff, and some of the top games that people should tune into and watch. And so I thought, why not? Let's just do a college football one really quickly. All right, so week one. We got Florida against Utah, another rematch of last year's wonderful game. Then we also have TCU against Colorado. Then Florida against LSU. Hopefully we have another nail biter again. We have a rivalry renewed. We got West Virginia against Penn State. And then we move into week two where we got Alabama against Texas again. I think Washington State against Wisconsin could be a pretty good matchup. USC versus Stanford, I think, it's going to be one of those weird games where it's like, holy cow, Stanford put up a fight. Week three, we got Washington against Michigan State, two teams that will probably become very familiar with each other next season. Week four, we got Clemson against Florida State. This is where I think the hype for Florida State needs to back up in its performance. We're going to figure out real soon if Florida State's the real deal after this game. We also got Notre Dame versus Ohio State. I feel like this is another big game where we're going to figure out the identity of both of these teams come week four. Week five, we got Georgia against Auburn. Week six, we got Alabama against Texas A&M. We also have Texas versus Oklahoma, one of the oldest classic rivalries. Week seven, we got Washington against Oregon. We also have USC against Notre Dame. I think this is going to be a real big playoff implication game. Week eight, we got Tennessee against Alabama again. This time it's not going to be in Tennessee. I'm going to take Alabama right now. Week eight, we got Michigan and Michigan State. I think Sparty might get an upset here. Then a little south, we got Ohio State against Penn State. And then wrapping up week 8, we got USC against Utah. A lot of big matchups in that week. Week 9, we got Wisconsin against Ohio State. Oregon against Utah. This could possibly very well be a matchup for whoever's going to go represent in the Pac-12. If not, probably the first meeting of two. Week 9, we got Georgia against Florida. Week 10, one of the most hard-fought. It's always a great game every single year. LSU, Alabama. Then in week 10, we got Notre Dame against Clemson. First time they're meeting up since... Oh, wait, never mind. Notre Dame absolutely rolled them last year. We got Kansas State against Texas. Week 11, we got USC versus Oregon. Again, another game that could determine who plays in the Pac-12 championship. Week 11, we got Utah against Washington. Then we got Michigan against Penn State. Then we got Sparty against Ohio State. Week 12, we got Georgia going into Tennessee. Could that be another upset like last season with Bama? Week 12, we got North Carolina versus Clemson. This could be a preview for the ACC championship game, potentially. Week 13, we got TCU against Oklahoma. Then Penn State against Michigan State. Auburn against Alabama. Alabama's on the road this year for the Iron Bowl. Week 13, we got the game, Michigan against Ohio State. Pencil it in, maybe, that both teams are going to be undefeated going into this game. And then to wrap it up, a rivalry renewed, South Carolina against Clemson. South Carolina got the upset last year, but I think Clemson's going to come back with a little bit of vengeance and smack them in the mouth. Those are some of the top games that I have for the season coming up. 30-something odd games that I think, looking at it, a lot of these games will definitely have a huge impact who's playing in their conference championships. These games more than likely are going to indicate who's going into the college football playoff. I thank you for listening to me ramble this long. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.